Thank you. So thank you, everybody. We have our third me project of the day. This is Alex, and a little bit about Alex. Alex comes into my advisory room every morning and sets up the chairs for everyone, and she doesn't even take the special chair, which is supposed to be the reward for doing that job. And that's really very telling about Alex. She works hard, and she kind of flies under the radar in that way. She doesn't boast. She's very conscientious, and she's a tremendously good friend. So I think that you all who don't know her in the way that those of us who have gotten lucky enough to be able to get a little closer, I think you will really appreciate hearing more about Alex today. Thank you.
I've had many changes in my life, some good and some bad. I've had to stay strong. That is why I like this quote. You've got to stay strong to be strong in tough times. Toma J. Fertitta. We all must be strong so we'll be ready for any surprises life throws our way. I stay strong by doing the things I love, like watching action movies, creating art, playing with dogs, and spending time with my family. I have grown into a better person because of all of my experiences. I will share some of these with you today. My art skill has changed a lot from when I was a kid. When I was little, I loved art. I knew there would never be a world where I didn't pursue my dream of being an artist or pursue a job that involved art. I will always doodle in class to the point where multiple teachers have had to tell me to stop, but I can't help myself. It's like the pencil was calling my name, saying just one more drawing. That one more drawing just turned into one more, and then another, and another. I always used a pencil when I was doodling. I was obsessed with how the pencil moved around the page and left a dark trail behind it. I loved to shade in what I was drawing, and it got to the point where I was drawing an outline of a person, and I started to shade it without realizing it. I was expecting to do multiple pencil drawings in art this year. To my surprise, we didn't use pencil as much as we had in the past. We used clay, tinfoil, marker, we carved, and we took pictures. I enjoy using different mediums that I can't use at home. My art teachers entered some of my work into the Scholastic Art Award. None of the work she sent in was done in pencil. After that, I realized I needed to use more materials and not just a pencil. I started to use colored pencils and even drawing on a computer at home. I've learned to use different mediums, and that has helped me go into a better artist during my middle school years. I love art and will always continue to learn about it throughout my life and try to make it part of my everyday. Besides art, I wasn't interested in other school subjects. Math was my least favorite. Even when I was a kid, I couldn't stand math. It was all just random numbers scattered around the page with letters like X's and Y's. It was my worst subject my whole life. After 7th grade, I dreaded knowing math was just going to get more difficult. On my first day of school in 8th grade, I remembered that I had math first, and I was thinking, what a great start to my first day of 8th grade. Then I sat down in Miss Campbell's classroom. So something must have clicked for me over the summer because I understood the material she was giving me. Miss Campbell's way of teaching was working for me. Her way of explaining how to solve for x made me understand it. Then before I knew it, I was acing math. I couldn't believe it. I've come so far in math, and I keep planning to get A's in my math classes. I would love to thank Miss Campbell for everything she has done and taught me. She has made math one of my favorite subjects in school. Some other subjects in school are also really different for me, though. I have dyslexia, which is a disorder where you have a hard time learning to read or interpret letters. For me, the most difficult thing is spelling. I have improved thanks to the tutor I had in lower school. Back then, I wasn't allowed to take a language class because my tutor was afraid it would confuse me since I was still trying to understand English spelling. I didn't mind having not to learn another language. It was just less work. My tutor helped me, and so after a few years, I was done. I finished just before 6th grade, which meant I got to take a language class. I was kind of nervous. My mom said I should take French, and I knew a lot of my friends were taking it, so I decided to take that class. My first week in French was overwhelming to me. Most people picked it up really quickly, but I was already behind and we were just learning the basics. I just reminded myself I needed to try, and I didn't need to be the best. With my amazing teacher, Madam Hogan, and my friends helping me out, I eventually became better. I'm still not the best and likely never will be, but I'm improving and continue to work hard. I have grown so far in school, and I'm proud of where I am, and I can't wait to go to high school. When I first heard about the middle school plays in 6th grade, I thought I would never do one of those. I was so shy, and acting and singing in front of a stage in front of people was not something I would want to do. I loved to sing, but I would do that in my room or in the car. I went to go see Shrek Jr. and saw how much fun they had. Seeing the play began to change my mind a little bit. In 7th grade, a lot of my friends were doing the play, so I did tech group. I thought tech group would be so much fun for me, but it wasn't. I loved hanging out with my friends, but sitting in front of a computer in a dark booth is not my idea of fun. I wished I was singing and dancing, so in 8th grade, I finally got up the courage to get on stage and sing. The night of my first performance, I wasn't even nervous. I had so much fun, and I wished I tried it out earlier. I've grown so much now that I'm not as shy. When I meet new people, I don't stay quiet and let them do all the talking. Sometimes I'm the first person to say hello and contribute to conversation. I've made new friends, and I continue to talk to them and have fun. Since I was so shy, I had only one friend in 5th grade. She decided to go to a different school for middle school. So I was going into middle school was not going to be as fun. I knew other people in my grade, but I only hung out with that one friend. I told myself I needed to make new friends, that I was, of course, going to make new friends, but I was worried. I pushed through my shyness and started a conversation this year. I sat next to a girl on the second day of school since she didn't know anyone in that class. I'm still great friends with her today, and all because I made the decision to sit with her. I will continue to do more things like this outside of school. I have made great friends this year, and we are weird and funny in our own special way. I would like to thank them for helping me have a great 8th grade year and always being there for me. In 5th grade, my parents told me they were going to get a divorce. I took it hard and was upset about it, and complications from school and my mom's words just made it worse. Throughout 5th and 6th grade, I was always in a bad mood, and for me, it was hard to talk about my feelings. I would bottle them all up. I left school at this time because I could escape my family for a few hours. I realized that being in a horrible mood all the time wasn't good for me, so I would try and stay in a better mood than I was. I would do fun things to distract myself, like hanging out with friends, listening to music, and doing art. My mood has improved a lot in middle school, and I'm glad to be where I am now. I still don't talk about my feelings as much, and I'm not always in a good mood, but I've improved. I tend to be in a good mood except in the mornings, but then again, who is in a good mood in the morning? I have grown in understanding the divorce, and I've also grown in understanding other things too. When I was in 5th grade, my dog Bridget passed away. I was devastated because I never knew what life was like not living with a dog. I missed her and longed for another dog. This is when my deep love for dogs started. After Bridget passed away, I realized how much she had an effect on my life. I was determined to get another dog. All of my 6th grade teachers knew how much I loved dogs and how dedicated I was. I collected signatures from my friends and teachers saying I should get a dog, and I can't tell you the number of times I've written persuasive letters. No one I know loves dogs more than me. I would always say, I'll take care of it, I'll walk it, I'll feed it, I'll even clean the fur. Night after night at the dinner table, I would beg, can we please get a dog? They help us dress and are so cute. All of these attempts were for nothing though. My mom and dad's answer would always be no. To this day, I don't have a dog. I still bring up dogs in conversations, but I understand why I don't have a dog. With my mom in an apartment with no dogs allowed, and my dad always at work, me and my brother at school, the dog would be alone in a lonely house. Also, with my dad opening a brewery to pursue his dreams, we don't have a lot of money to support this dog's needs. I have grown in many ways, one of which is accepting that I can't have a dog, and other things like how you have to work hard to get a reward. As kids, all we think about is what dessert is going to be and what toy can we get today. Adults have to think about money and responsibilities. I have matured over my middle school years, and I am proud to have learned more things to live a healthy life. I'm glad I got to share my journey with all of you, but before I finish, I would like to thank some important people in my life. First of all, I would like to thank my brother Max. You aggravate me so much, but you also make me stop and think about what I'm going to say. Do I want to yell at my brother, or do I want to ask him nicely? I've applied this to my everyday life, all because of you. So even though you get on my nerves sometimes, you play a big role in my life, and you have made me a better person. I would also like to thank Miss Edelin. She is so kind, and she even took time to move things into her office because it was my mom's old one and she didn't want to change it too quickly for me. She has and always will be there for me if I ever needed one. She could turn anyone's day around with her funny jokes and generous heart. I just wanted to say thank you so much, and you've done so. Lastly, I want to thank Lacey, my dad's work partner. I know if I ever need someone, she would be there for me and my brother. She's so much fun to talk to and to hang out with. She understands me and knows how to help me when I'm sick. I haven't known her for that long, but I know that we will continue to have fun together. This is my middle school experience, and I'm happy I got to share this with you today. I will continue to grow in my high school years, but I will always remember these years of my life. Thank you for coming and have a great rest of the day.